Florida State has added a four-star running back to its 2026 recruiting class as the Seminoles have announced that Amari Thomas is now a part of the football program. Joining me to discuss that right now is Michael Langston, senior recruiting analyst for Warchant.com. And Michael, this is somebody in Amari Thomas that you covered very closely in his journey between committing, decommitting, recommitting, and now obviously signing to be a Florida State Seminole. Tell us about how Florida State got better today.
Yeah, great pickup and signing for them. Certainly getting Amari, a guy that's very shifty, very fast, very explosive. Certainly gets a big chunk of yards. If you look at his yardage, what he does per carry, it's outstanding. It's exactly what they don't have a lot of in their running back room. They have some guys with power. They have have a few guys that are speed, but have a guy that's shifty that can do things in space. I think is really special, going to be really special for this room, and it certainly really helps them a lot. Originally was playing for Mariana, so you'll see a lot of purple in here with Mariana, but you'll also see some stuff with Bluntstown. But really, just I think the most underrated part of his game is really his power and strength, because for a guy that looks small, but he's probably around close to 200 pounds. He's very hard to bring down. As you see a lot of these clips, it's really hard to get him from behind and pull him down. His leg drive is really good, especially with the contact when he's initiating contact. Very good receiver out of the backfield. We know Yak loves those guys that can really do multiple things of not just running but catching, and certainly a guy that's very fluid as far as with his hands and what he does in routes. I think certainly will be very attractive to a lot of FSU fans. Kind of speaks to that power I talk about right there.
Wow.
Just you have to bring him down, or if you don't, he's so shifty. He's gonna make things happen, and just love this pickup. Obviously, it didn't look good for a while because it was committed to South Carolina, and then FSU kept the pressure on. He's closer to home. For those that don't know, as far as Marianna and Bluntstown, you're talking about 30 minutes away. It's not that far. It's almost a local kid in some degree. They just kept chipping away, and I think as the season went on, he kind of saw what Yak does with the running game, and he just felt like, what, I fit that room. And I think that was the biggest question mark throughout his recruitment was, is he going to be able to fit in this room, or is he just going to be buried behind a lot of these guys? And I think they did a really good job selling him on the type of fit and why they need him so much and why he's so vital. And then they just got it done late in the process. And then today, putting ink to paper and signing it, and now they got a really, I think, a really dynamic back. One that I think's they're a 4-star, but I think he's undervalued by most outlets. When I watch this film, I don't see a guy that would be a 3-star on other networks or different places. I mean, he doesn't play like a 3-star. He doesn't perform like a 3-star, and I think his skill set is certainly one that is going to, I think, be attractive to a lot of FSU fans and even this staff of what he's going to bring to the table.
Yeah, Michael, I got to tell you that this is not my side of the operation. So a lot of times when we're doing these videos, it's the first I get to see of the film itself. These are all, as you're correctly pointing out, junior season highlights from Mariana,
Yeah.
because Bluntstown didn't put anything out for Amari tape-wise. They had game recaps, but not specific player cut-ups. So we're looking at his junior season. Wow. I get it. They're playing some undersized dudes. I mean, take a
Yeah.
look at that field. There's a lot of 5'10" dudes out there that he's running
Yeah.
against.
Yeah.
But Michael, the skill set's there. The suddenness, you're right. The balance, the toughness. Rivals list him as just under 180 pounds, but you're saying he's probably a little closer to 200 at this point. This
Yeah.
is this guy. Yeah, this is a good one. Did Florida State land him because of South Carolina's troubles, or was it something more than that?
I think it was more FSU than it was even South Carolina. I think South Carolina helped just because there's struggles, but I think being close to home was very important to him. His mom, it wasn't a pressure of, hey, mom wanting him at home. It was just, I mean, he said it to me when he committed, like, there's nothing better than playing in your backyard. And I think that was always an attractive feature. I think really what won him over was just the fact that he is needed in this room. It's not just, hey, I'm just another talented player that's going to be in there, because we know they have 4 stars in that room that are really good. Certainly Usman's really good. We know Sam Singleton has come along fairly well. So there's some other pieces, but I think it's really convincing him of why he is vital to their future, and vital to a guy that they plan on playing pretty early, and that they don't have a lot of what he does, the shiftiness, the stuff he does after tackles, they'll be able to use it that you can use them in passing games. I think the fit was really what really won him over. I think the first time he committed, it was more, I really love the culture here. I love how I feel around FSU, but it wasn't so much kind of what I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to be used at. And I think that was part of the reason what led into the decommitment, where he wanted to see a new environment and see if there was something better out there. And he just didn't feel the same way he felt about FSU or South Carolina, the way he did about FSU when he was there. And I think he also saw just the fit in general was just better at FSU, and that's why ultimately I think they ended up signing him.
I got to tell you, the more I'm watching this tape, the more I love this guy. This is really something here, Michael. I was just taking a look at some of the shiftiness that he displayed in a one rep, but this is a guy who, when I watch Chroma play, for example, and this is a very amateur take. This is just watching somebody the way they play, not the way they practice or what they work on. Like, it almost seems to me like when Chroma plays, his goal is to not come down to the turf. No matter what it takes, I'm going to stay on my feet. And then whatever happens after that happens. And that's fine because that works. And it's even worked in his freshman season. You've seen the toughness. This guy has an idea of what does it take to go get to the end zone? How do I have to get to the end zone? There seems to be, the way he runs, a mentality of I'm trying to score in every single play. And you can see it. He's got some of those short area skills that Dalvin Cook had to a degree. I'm not calling him Dalvin. I'm just like, look at these. That's somebody who has an idea of like he's playing chess with other players on the field. It's almost, some of that reminds me of the way that Greg Reed returned punts. You know, like he was already, the first guy's going to miss. Now I'm going to try to make that second guy miss. This is impressive stuff here. Good job, Yak. And I'm assuming that it's Coach David Johnson and Mike Norvell that were the primary two here.
Yeah, they were. And I'm not, I will state the obvious, guys. The competition, not top tier.
Correct.
It's more about his skill set than anything. Now, I will say when he played at Bluntstown, they just played their semifinal round. They're in the state championship. They beat Madison County, and he just was unstoppable against them. They could not stop him. Had a lot of big plays, and interesting enough, when I went over there, probably the day before he flipped, Coach for Bluntstown said, "You know what? If we play him on offense and defense. So it's like we played them full time at defensive back. He would probably be one of the best. They feel like that's his even better position. That he's a great defensive back. So that was interesting to me that he's even more, because he's a very physical guy. He doesn't look like it because you're watching him run away from people, but he's a guy I've watched just when you watch practice or even game film. Like, this guy loves contact. Like he is a very physical player.
Yeah, that's again, folks. I'm not calling him Dalvin Cook, so
Yeah.
I see the comments already. You think he's no? What I'm telling you is, and I think Michael agrees here. You can see that he's got the IQ, but then he's also got the moves to go along with the football smart. Sometimes guys just have the moves, but they don't really know what they're doing at the position. Like, I love Carlos Williams to death, but I don't know that he knew the dynamics of how to play running back. He was just an unbelievable athlete who ended up hitting his head on the goalpost a lot as a running back.
Yeah.
This kid's IQ matches some of the moves he's got. This is going to be a fun one to see what Amari Thomas does in a uniform at Florida State. And if he does prove to be a good player, let's not go running back by committee, guys. Let's just keep feeding this kid the rock. We'll see, as Amari Thomas is now a Florida State Seminole. Michael, really appreciate the insights. I'm now pumped after watching this in the interview. This is good stuff, man. Thank you.
My pleasure.